Spider's Game is the 18th episode of Beast Wars, airing January 6th, 1997. In it, yet another stasis pod comes to not Earth, but the power is out and Tarantulas gets to it first. Shenanigans ensue. This is actually the first episode of Beast Wars I ever saw, due to it being on the DVDs during the 25th anniversary toy releases, which I totally still want back. I lost them long ago. This is the first time we get a good look at all the stasis pods, which just kind of are just a ring around the not Earth. And this is the first stasis pod that lands safely onto the not Earth. Like it didn't crash or was forced down, it just landed by itself. This is our first time seeing Tarantulas' lab since the web. He causes the thing to knock out the power to both bases so he can get the stasis pod, and Black Arachnia actually decides to help him, with some flirting. This is also oddly the first time they've interacted since her debut. They make it to the pod, and it's actually apparently super easy to reprogram Maximal to Predacon. You just have to rip out one chip and replace it. Tarantulas apparently wanted to make Black Arachnia 2.0 because he wanted to use a Black Widow for the form before it shows something else. When Tigatron is hit, we hear some cartoon tweet sounds. More amazed they didn't have like little air razors flying around his head to do the full joke. We meet a new Predacon, Inferno, played by Jim Bryans, a quite regular Canadian actor, but I know him most as Inferno and Joe from Highlander.
Inferno, terrorize!
Black Arachnia notes, another insect? Which makes me kind of realize if we count arachnids as bugs, which is wrong, but everyone confuses them anyway. All the Predacons except Megatron, Pterosaur, and I guess Dinobot are bugs. And referencing the future, but that's something that doesn't really change. Either way, apparently Inferno, for reasons, apparently thinks he is an ant, and treats his stasis pod as his colony. Inferno can also fly, apparently, with a jetpack in his ant butt, but he, for some reason, can't fly in his beast mode, and he doesn't have wings in his beast mode despite being a he. For those who don't know, male ants can fly, they have wings. Inferno is the typical ant you will normally see, a worker ant, which are all female. Apparently Tarantulas was more interested in the pod itself than the former inside. Because of this episode, we learned that he's trying to escape the not Earth. But Tigatron blows it up. Inferno wrecks him, but apparently Inferno is a glass cannon because he can just get one shot and completely disintegrate. And in this episode, we learned that Tarantulas is the IT guy of the Predacons, and the Cybertronian here says, "Eat me." Tigatron gets saved by Optimus and Air Razor. It's snowing at the Maximal base for some reason, despite the climate, and we set up that the planet they're on is doomed. This is a great episode. Inferno is a fun, chaotic villain. Essentially, he's kind of like an evil Tigatron because he also is more in touch with his animal side. It's a surprisingly very slapsticky episode, which is something that will continue. And Sneaky Sneakster Tarantula starts to come into his own, as we learn that he's actively trying to get off the planet. Overall, 9 out of 10.